Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bill Mouse Art, and this is the show for January 4th. It is 10 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, and I noticed that a couple of you noticed that I forgot to set my time on the show earlier. I was sorry about that. We're here, same bat channel, same bat time. Oh, look, you can see a reflection of me. Have a good drink. Some liquid death in order to carry us on our way. I noticed that there's some stuff going on. You guys might get bored or a little bit because I have to read what's going on in the chat. I've got to catch up with you guys. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah, I noticed some person. What's up, dude? Is like, yeah, I forgot the time. Christopher, what's up, my friend? Christopher started early with an idea for our sketch this evening. Christopher says, hello, my friend, and hello, chat. How about an Elsa hot artwork? So Elsa, first out the gate. We shall see. We shall see if that will stick. That's possible. I think we drew... did we do a little bit with Elsa last week or the week before? I think we added her to one of our pieces last time. We shall see. Let me see here. All right. Let me. I got some beeping over here. I'm just making sure there's no emergencies. I don't want to have to leave. Oh no, everything's fine. It's just messages. We're good. We're good. It's okie-dokie. All right. What a scrub nude. Noob. I said nude. It is my first day. Thank you. It's the first. This is the first show of the year. This is my first show. The first time doing this. It's all these buttons. I don't know what to do. Platinum says, Platinum, hey, dude. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. Also, Platinum says, I vote manga ENX as a ninja with a long ponytail disrobing from her ninja gear into a nice Japanese hot spray. You know, we haven't done a manga ENX before. That would actually be a lot of fun. It's possible that maybe we could fit Elsa in with that. Maybe we could have ENX and Elsa somewhere in the background. Because like manga ENX would have the same, like big eyes, then the features would kind of fit. I think they would kind of look cool next to each other. I'm going to keep that in mind. I like where you're going with that. Indeed. I will get my act together. Ken Albury, what's up, dude? Let's see. I vote Nira is a Cookie Monster in a Cookie Monster style bikini fighting Tokage Kermit. That would be good. I feel like I would need mental preparation for that one, but that would be a lot of fun. Might have to put a pin in that one. Let's see. Platinum says, well, I guess if it's his first time, we'll let it slide. Cool. I'll try to catch up quickly because I see that the comments were going for a few seconds before we started the show. Platinum says we need to start a betting pool and bet on when the show is going to start every week. That's brutal, man. That's brutal. I was on time for like 4 weeks in a row. I was doing pretty good. I had a good run. Ken says I'm usually not here on time. Platinum says, do an over-under on the number of sharpened pencil tips he's going to break. Oh, geez. Now, the game's going to get serious. The game's going to get serious on us now. Kevin, what's up, dude? Someone trying to get an early jump on suggestions? Yeah, we've got manga ENX and a possible Elsa already in the running. So I'm going to see whatever sticks in my brain by the time we get to the bottom of the chat list here. I want to make sure I kind of catch up on what everybody's been talking about. In the meantime, I want to break this out real quick because I don't want to forget to tell everybody. Next week, there's going to be a art auction on the Red Vakyrie YouTube channel. It's a Red Vakyrie Underground Art Auction, and Cat Mouse is going to be joining me. We're going to be there at 8 p.m. They usually have 2 or 3 different blocks of artists that have art for sale and auction and all that good stuff. So we're going to be in the last block of their day. So that's going to be like 8 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. All right, let's continue with the chat. I'll update you with some more stuff as the evening continues on. Ken, what's up, dude? Evening gents already throwing in the idea. Yeah, early bird gets the worm. Platinum says, hi folks, hope everyone is well. Absolutely. I mean, it got cold here, but it's not as cold as it is in some other places right now. Let's see. Ken says the Cookie Monster suggestion. Yeah, I love it. Ken Beta Ken says to Alpha Ken, hey Ken One. Are we allowed to share links in the chat? I believe so. I have no problem with it. If you're able to do that, if you're able to, I think you're able to do that. I don't know if there's anything that prevents you from doing that, but if you're asking me personally, that's totally cool. I know that Ken would probably like to share some links to the Newt and some other stuff, and so yeah, feel free to share a link if you would like. Ken says hi to Ken. Platinum says, don't know about the links. Sure, it's safer to ask. Got it. Sure, but I don't know if we can click on them. Yeah, you might have to copy paste. I'm not sure. Yeah, because and the way I do things, I don't even know how to make somebody, give somebody a wrench and do all the bells and whistles. I'm lucky I can actually click on the chat as we go along. So I get spoiled when I go on everybody else's show and everybody's got all the bells and whistles all figured out. So I need staff. Let's see. Kevin says share, but don't know if we can click on them. I just said that. I said it twice. There you go, Kevin. I said it twice. Platinum says, not that we have mods. There you go. That's what we were just talking about. I don't think anyone cares. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, cut and paste it. Ken Albury says, I have a rough of Bill's cover up on my Blue Sky. Oh, cool. Yeah, please do share. And if for some reason, I mean, I'm sure that you'd be able to type. I just don't think, you'd be able to click on it like a hot link. Kevin says, I think Allura needs to be shown some love tonight. Yes. Allura's coming in third as a third possible idea. That's a good idea. Maybe Allura as Elsa. I don't know. It's like we're gonna see what happens. Kevin says, "Lucky you, Ken the Deuce." Platinum says, "I don't know, feeling ENX tonight." Yeah, it was. You got in early with that idea, Plat. You got in early with that idea. So right now it's sticking with me because I could kind of see the picture in my head the way I want it to go already. So. You got in my brain. Kevin says, and away we go. Ken, yes, Allura needs some screen time. Absolutely. She always needs screen time. She needs it. She deserves it. Kevin says, you're just asking for Chet to get into a bidding war with you. Platinum says, what about Orchid or Cheyenne? This is true. We've actually been talking about some of our side characters that are going to come a little bit more to the forefront in some of the upcoming stories. And Orchid definitely is going to be a character that's coming up in 2025. I love the fact that we came up with her together as a group. I think that's so awesome. And yeah, she's going to be up in front. We've been talking about Cheyenne for a minute, and I believe Kevin named our gun for hire Dakota. I have to double check. I got to double check my book. I'm getting to know all these new characters as we're getting them all figured out. This is good. Ken says ENX is a good idea, though. I agree. Chet says, Chet, what's up, dude? Chet says, technically no, Kevin, since Bill and I brought her to life. That's right. Kevin says, I'll have to share something with you about Allura and screen time. I think I know what you're talking about. Chet says, now Thalia is a whole different thing. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Thalia, I'll give you a little sneak peek into what's going to be happening later in the show, because we know that the first half of our show is working up our new sketch for the evening, which is always awesome. We'll auction that off when the sketch is all done. And for the second half of the show, we're still working on Chet's huge 3 triptych sized. Oh, here we go. Let me open this thing up. It's big. It doesn't fit on the camera. But we started working on this last week, or we were working on this last week. This is the new part. This is the new piece of it. But we've got Thalia over here. You know, I was going to put Thalia on a piano, dude. But she's in her castle. And, you know, she's got that, you know, the vampire origin and stuff like that. So, man, she's got to have like the big, crazy ass pipe organ going, you know? And so I've got her on the pipe organ looking all badass. And then we wanted ENX to be messing with her. So she'll give each other some shit, you know what I'm saying? So she's messing with you. She's messing with the organ. She's pissing off Thalia. This is what we're going to be inking in the second half of the show. So let me put this away for the moment. Keep her safe. That is a huge piece. My plan was to have it done by this week, but I think it's going to be by the end of the week. It's going to be like a next week reveal. So that'll be a lot of fun. Thanks, Chet, for sponsoring that, by the way. That's a huge piece. Please send me a paper bag full of small unmarked bills. Some person, what's up, dude? Hooray, it's January. I know. Hey, January. It's my birthday this month. Dude, I'm going to be so old this month. All right, let me try and get down to the bottom of the things. I know Thalia. Kevin says, Orchid and Cheyenne are soon to see some action, along with Dakota Star. I don't know if I'm going to use Star, because I think Ken had a point about the name sounding a certain way, but I love Dakota. I love Dakota is a cool first name. Dakota Star has that ring to it, though. I don't know. We might keep it after all. I'm not really sure. We're going to figure it out. Awesome. Cheyenne thumb fingers. No, it's fine. We knew what you were talking about. Some person says it was Tolkien's birthday, maybe a Nira Gandalf or an elf. That would be fun. We got to put a pin in that. Got to remember that for later. Yep. Some person says or Goldberry. Kevin says first show of the new year. It is the first show of the new year. Ken says maybe you can have ENX getting into the hot spring. And Elsa giggles and freezes it, and ENX has an annoyed face. We can have some interaction between the two. I think you're putting this into my brain pretty good. I think that's the direction that we're going to be heading. Like this or like this. I think it's going to be like this tonight. I want ENX to be standing tall. So, chilly nipples. Some person says, you need a wrench to link. Some person says, Ket must be nearby to help you wrench people. She is a busy body. She's juggling quite a lot of work right now. She hasn't been able to join us on our show. And she has been crazy busy. But it's she'll join us again soon, though. She'll be around. We'll figure it out. Find a way. Some person says, oh no, that's what I just read. See how I was looking away from the screen? I thought I clicked. Platinum says, hey, by the way, who is the cyber angel with the Zen staff? If it's the drawing that I think you're talking about, that was actually just Nira. There was a pinup that we did a while back, and I had Nira just wearing Zen's gear, like just the belt, and she was wearing like just a t-shirt and the boots, and she was holding the Zen staff. Unless you're talking about a different artwork. If it's a different piece, if it's a Cyber Angel with like short hair, kind of like pink, fuchsia, purple kind of colors, then that could be Celeste. Celeste has a staff sometimes. So we'll have to figure that out. I got to see what image we're all talking about. Christopher says, the artwork that I won a few weeks ago had Elsa. Can't wait to see my commission soon. And happy 2025. Yeah, happy New Year to everybody, too. Happy New Year, Christopher. Thanks so much. Yeah, and your commissions are coming up soon. Just to let you know, it's like that's my birthday month. It's my goal is to catch up with all the commission stuff that I have got on my table. I want everybody to see all the new stuff, so I'm really looking forward to it too. Kevin says, I think you're talking about a turtle platinum. No, it's not Donatello. Some person says it could be a cold hungover drawing with many empty bottles. ENX got so drunk she wanted to build a snowman. As cold as it is outside, it kind of sticks with, so this is definitely going to be ENX happening tonight. This is for sure. Whether or not Elsa shows up, whether or not there's some snow, because I always like that little motif of taking off like ninja gear, but there's like snow, like a little dojo around or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. A turtle cyber angel. There's a lady with Sala's hair, and she has Zen's staff. That could be Celeste. I think we're talking about Celeste. Ken says, I am a fraud. I don't know half of the characters you guys discuss in here. It's okay, dudes. Absolutely okay. Some of these cyber angels... Huh?
Either you. You don't know how much...
Okay, Kat has come into the room to throw me under the bus. All right, some of these characters are definitely like straight from the 90s, and some of these Cyber Angel characters are new characters that we're actually formulating and creating here on the live streams. So it's okay that you don't know them as well, because I actually don't know them as well as everybody either. They're coming to life as we speak, and I think it's becoming a group effort. I like that everybody's got a little hand in it, So I think that's fun. I think that's pretty cool. Some person says post New Year's bender sort of thing. Yep. Platinum says, "Who is this Dakota?" All right, I did an image of a Cyber Angel a while back, and it was just a pinup, and it was teasing the fact that we were going to have like an Old West Cyber Angel, like a Cyber Angel that existed during the Old West, but she has like her technology and stuff like that. So she never had a name. So Kevin has, as Kevin is saying right here, Dakota Star is our Western gunslinger Cyber Angel. She needed a name, so I came up with one. There you go. Confirmation of what I'm talking about. Platinum says, I'm a fraud, and I've been a fan for over 30 years. Ken the Deuce Albury. No, man, these lots of new things are popping up, and lots of characters that never had backstories and only appeared in a pinup or once on toy packaging. That's where Cheyenne came from. She was on toy packaging. She was on an action figure package, and I never gave her a backstory and never gave her a starring role. There we go. I'm gonna drink my liquid death because I'm a heavy drinker. Ken says Thalia likes pipe organs, but I'm dumb. Kevin says, let's say that Dakota is proud of her big guns. In fact, she is. Platinum says, oh my heart, I love piano playing demons. Excellent. I'm getting closer then. I'm getting closer to catching up with you guys. The sex appeal is just oozing out of that commission. I really like how it's coming. We're going to have some really good pieces this year. This 2025 is going to be amazing, dude. Birthday suits for everyone. Christopher says, my birthday month as well next weekend. That's awesome, dude. Happy birthday, man. Happy early birthday. Night. Kat is calling it a night. She's checking out. She came up just to say, I'm going to go pass out. So everybody say good night to Kat.
Bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
She is out of here. Yeah, I got to start sketching here in a minute. We got a blank piece of paper here, and we've been on for 20 minutes. All right, I'm catching up as fast as I can with the chat. I don't want to skip over people. I hate it when anybody like skips over stuff. I want to make sure that we're all caught up with everything. Platinum says, who gets commissions anyway? This Platinum person, I think. Yes, I got to catch up with your commission too. That's going to be. It's all part of my January plan. It's my big January plan. Platinum says, hi, Kat. Mighty Geek says, who's listening to Baby It's Cold Outside right now? Dude, I'm shaking, man. It's like I was outside for a little bit because Kat was forcing me to actually move my muscles so I don't become like part of the chair. It's freezing out there. I was actually taking down Christmas lights and stuff like that too. So doing some domestic stuff around the house, trying to get things ready for January coming in. But yeah, Mighty Geek, I'm glad you're here, man. That's awesome. No, we got it. Picks, Kevin. You ask who gets commissions? Yes. It was a spiteful question. The Wild West, California sounds amazing. Oh, see it. Yes, Cyber Angels. Yes. I see what you're saying. I went straight to California. It's like, all right. Kevin says, I think Cheyenne and Dakota will go well together, or together well, like a sexy and more interesting Lone Ranger and Tonto. That's kind of a cool. I like the parallel there. This could be a nice little arrangement. Some person says, do you have a Cyber Angel that's lost her flesh and is all mechanical looking? You know what? I don't, but we wanted to, that's one of the things that we've been talking about, especially now with the new year coming up. We got some new stories that we want to tell. We have, we're just about to start issue 3 of Dark Seas for Committed Comics. And once we're done with that, we have this whole new 3-issue story that we want to start telling. So 2025 is going to be very busy, but even in at the end of Dark Seas, I want to lean a little bit more into the whole cyber part of Cyber Angel. You know what I mean? Because a lot of their technology is like liquid molecular technology, so it bonds to them on a molecular level. But at the same time, like I want to see some cyber parts. I want to see some stuff. So somebody gets their flesh ripped off, or something like that. There's got to be some cyber stuff going on underneath. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely want to lean into that. And the fact that you even asked that is like it's putting the idea in my head of maybe having a Cyber Angel that's really been battle damaged, like a lot. Not necessarily so much like a Terminator, you know what I mean? But I want to see some of that cyber technology on the inside. I don't know if it's between having the liquid technology and me being like, I don't want to say like a Borg or like a Terminator or something like that. I want it to be uniquely Cyber Angel, so it's all underneath the skin, because their skin, everything on top is them. It's their personage. So they're not necessarily like metal on the outside, they're all skin on the outside. But we'll see. We'll see how I want to lean into it, and we're figuring it out so that way it makes sense for them, makes sense for how the Cyber Angels have been depicted so far. That would be fun. That would be a good way to go. Kevin says that would be the TX. Some person says we can call this Cookie Appreciation Month. Ken says, kind of, there was a mother Cyber Angel that was like a living computer in one of the stories. That's right. Yeah, we called that was Council. We called her Council, and that was the whole Artemis story that we did. And she was like connected to all of the technology. That's how she was kind of like manipulating time and guiding the other Cyber Angel soldiers and things like that. So there was that character, and then we had Katrina Locks, which was an evil Cyber Angel, and she got ripped in half. So, and she sort of like, I didn't really have technology hanging out from underneath her, but it was like just the way it was drawn, it sort of implied it to me a little bit, because I remember seeing a lot of artwork back in the day, like Shiro is one of my favorite, like Ghost in the Shell stuff, Appleseed, stuff like that. They always had like a torso hanging in the background, like some cyber tech, from another shell, hanging in the background. Yeah, that was from the old Avatar days. You're right, Ken. It's in Allura and the Cyber Angels. Yep, that's exactly where it was. Platinum says, "Oh crap, science." Let's see. Kevin says, "I'm such a doofus. I tagged Platinum when I meant some person." It's all good. All good. We're all reading. We're all here. Kevin says, "Science. Are we going to have Lisa show up here soon?" Wait, wanting to take a shower. Platinum says molecular. That's a $10 word. I know. And that was for me to say it right off the. Sometimes it takes me a long time to write these words. Yeah, she is definitely half the woman that she used to be. So let's see. So we'll start with because I know since you brought up the fact that we did the other piece, we did an Elsa piece for you last time. Having more of a manga inspired ENX taking off her ninja gear, as it were. We'll start with that, and then we'll just see where we go from there. And let's see, unless we're 26 minutes into the show, we'll go over a little bit today, if that's cool with everybody. Took me a few minutes to catch up with everybody in the chat, but I want to make sure that I got to say hi to everybody and make sure I caught up with the conversation, so we know. So I got to go through the chat and see what your ideas are before we start the sketch. And we're going to apply the same rules. Sometimes when I do the artwork on like the chipboard, sometimes we do it with a different kind of pencil, and we do it on that brown chipboard. That's actually the artwork, just the way it is. The way we're doing it today, it'll be the same as last week. I'm penciling this with the intention of inking it. So I'm going to pencil it, tight enough so that we can see what's going on. But we also want to make sure that we can do the drawing like fast enough that we can see the idea come to life, in a timely manner. That way we're not here for too long. And I don't want to stop the show and you don't even know what the drawing is going to look like. So I'll do the drawing just tight enough so that way I can ink it afterwards. That way we can get all of our ideas down on paper. And of course we'll auction off the piece, and whoever wins the piece, I'll give them a couple different options, like how they want it inked, if they want it inked in the normal safe for work style, or if they want something else, the not safe for work style. There's only two ways to do it. Let's see. Even though this is a little bit more manga inspired, I still like putting her lips on her. Sometimes manga characters don't have like the big juicy lips. They don't have the lips. I like seeing her with lips. And I gave her I didn't give her like a manga nose. Like just the proportions a little bit. She's like a little bit cuter. Got the manga sized eyes. Yeah, I like drawing her like this. Like it's really cute, but it's sexy too. It's really, really cool. Like good little. You do a lot of cool action and a lot of cool poses with characters with this style. So just looking at the chat real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything from you guys. Let's see. Ken says, "No worries, Bill. I got my my Neuropedia in my head to keep you straight." I need my friends around me. I'm telling you, you guys got to keep me straight. That's what it is. I depend on you guys. Ken Albury says, "No. Draw her putting her gear on, you thirsty bastards." You see what happens? Platinum says, "Need babe sauce." A lot of times we come each week for our intravenous drip of babe sauce. Ken says, "I say a kimono coming off instead of ninja gear. Just my opinion. It's actually kind of nice. I don't know. I'm gonna see how long that sticks in my brain, because I kind of like that idea, just with a cool kimono." That could end up being quite nice. I like the action. I like the idea of taking off like the. Well, maybe she can have like a kimono, but she's got some weapons or something. We'll see. You guys keep on influencing me. Be the good influences that I know you are. And we'll keep building. We'll keep building this sketch. There we go. I got quiet there a second. I was trying to figure out like the angle on the head. Did I want the hair flipped over this way, that way? So I'm just like, okay, if she's taking off the kimono, maybe some weapons. I want to have her looking stylish, you know? Definitely want to have like some, like one of those little waterfall thingies over here. All right, then we'll pose her standing, and then we'll draw the kimono on top. And I think that'll get us where we're going. It was a nice little start. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I hope I was on the screen for most of the time. I just noticed that the drawing was like sort of off the screen there for a minute. Let me jump in the chat real quick. Let's see. There you guys are. Need Babe Watch. You know, I found one original page from that copy of Babe Watch. It's the last. It's got to be one of the last original pieces I have from any of those '90s comic books. And I found it, dude. It's like I'll find out. I'm not going to go look for it right now because then I'll leave you guys hanging here with silence for like 5 solid minutes of me rifling through the little warehouse that we got here. But yeah, I found it's just funny that you mentioned Babe Watch. It has now become a treasured page. It's a divider page too. It's like there's not much happening. It's basically like it's almost completely black, except for the girl in the bikini and the little sharks biting her butt, and it looks fun and sexy and very, very 90s. So fun. That's a piece of history right there, that one. All right, so I want to bend her arms like this because I want her to be taking off the kimono. And of course, we're tighten all this stuff up when we get to the inking stage. I like how her hair is off to one side because her hair actually just kind of like looks like a waterfall a little bit, you know? That's cool. All right, so I got the general position of where her hands are going to be. Maybe I'll have her twist a little bit. Instead of just keeping it straight on, we'll do a little bit of a twist. It's a twist! Pull the camera back just a little bit. There we go. There you guys can see the whole thing here. See what's going on, man. Maybe she's like standing in a hot pool, like a hot spring, and maybe there's snow around or something, right? The insides of her sleeves. Thanks for suggesting the kimono. That was a cool idea. I think that'll make this a singular piece. I think that'll be good. I don't think I've ever drawn ENX like in a kimono like this. Probably need to have that cummerbund looking belt in the middle. Like it doesn't look quite like a kimono unless I have that, you know? So she's going to have that on there, right there. I'm always violently opposed to covering up her belly button. I don't know what it is. But it's for the greater good because the kimono does look cool with the belt. It's worth it. Now, for the sake of YouTube, I'll draw a little bit of a shirt right here. That way I don't get in trouble. All right, let's take a little break and I'll figure out where you guys are at. I don't want to lose track of you guys. That's the whole point I'm here, so I can hang out with you guys. Here we go. Platinum says, ninja or samurai? Be consistent with the gear. She's eclectic. She likes to shop around. I know I get all of my ninja education from like old Turtles comic books. I never get any of that stuff right. I just know it looks cool. Mighty Geek says, question for everyone. When and where did you discover Nira X? That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. We've been around for a little while, so the answers could vary. Mileage may vary. Platinum says, 30 years ago, not sure how, it was a bad girl phenomenon. No, she was part of the little 90s bad girl group, you know, which I always thought was really cool that she was included there. We were always doing conventions, especially San Diego Comic-Con, and we were always next to Billy Tucci. We were always next to Brian Pulido. You know, all the usual the guys. Those are all the Lady Death and She, and and that's where we were. So we got our start. We all started publishing our characters at about the same time too. So she got included in with the mix, which I always thought was a lot of fun. Ken says 1994. I met Bill at San Diego Comic-Con, and he was handing out Nira X ash cans. Yeah, that was our very first ash can, dude. That was our first promo ash can. I had a big old picture of my face on the back cover. Woo, I was full of myself. Dude, I was just so happy to be drawing a comic book at all for a company that, yeah, dude, I was extremely happy. All the way since the beginning, Ken. Platinum says, I fell in love and have been hooked ever since. Yeah, excellent. You're Nira X approved, my friend. Very cool, dudes. Mighty Geek says, 1993, Helena Nira X crossover. That's right, that's right. Yeah, in the 90s, we only had a couple of crossovers with known characters. Helena was one of them. Cinder was another character from Immortel Studios, and useless trivia for later. The Cinder crossover actually had an Adam Hughes cover. Can you believe that? That's like a bucket list item for me, so I was super happy about that. The Helena crossover was amazing. We got to do 2 different issues. One was by their company, one was by our company, and it was very collaborative, very very fun to actually like borrow each other's characters and write up some story. It was dude, 90s were magic. The 90s were magic. Ken Albury says around 93 or 94, I got a job at the local comic store and was in charge of ordering and pulling in for the pull boxes. 93, 94. That's the beginning, dude. That's when we launched. That's awesome. That is so cool. You guys are making me happy. Kevin says, I first saw Nira on a half-page ad in an issue of Previews back in the 90s before I even met Bill. Loved the character back then. Happy to have met Bill later and make friends with him. Thanks, Nira. Damn straight. I have Nira to thank for making so many friends over the years. And dude, we've been friends for a long time, Kevin. It's like a lot of my friends, thanks to the comic book, it's like I've known you guys since that mid 90s, early 90s. It's amazing, man. It's been a good journey. Chet says, bad girl phase. Retailer introed it to me, and then he did me in with Purgatory. All types of mess back then. Got you hooked. Mighty Geek says, is Nira X Anamusha or... I can't even read it right. You're making me sound very uneducated and very I'm uncultured because I can't read it right. Konnichiwa. I have no idea. But this is evil Nira, so we're not really sure. She probably bounces around because she's got that kind of attitude. She likes to do what she likes to do. Kevin says, you worked in a comic shop too, Ken Albury? That's where I met Bill when he did a signing at the one that I worked at. That's right, down in San Diego. Down in south of, well, actually in National City. Or just south of National City. That's where I met Kat's mom, National City. That's when I worked at SeaWorld drawing caricatures. And that's when I got my first comic book gig ever was for Eclipse Comics back in 91, 92. And then I left SeaWorld forever. I mean, I enjoyed SeaWorld, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. That was like the best artist training that anybody could ask for. But after I started drawing comics, that's it. That's what I did from then on. Here we go. Just want to make sure I add some of the kimono here before I start adding in some weapons. And at this point, I don't know if I want to add futuristic cyber weapons or if I want to add just a. I'm probably going to add like a sword. Yeah, I try to say it. Like a sword, maybe some size. Yeah, you see, I'm adding in turtle ninja weapons. That's You know what? I'll put nunchucks right here. She's going to have turtle-themed weapons. As much as I love, like, martial arts and martial art movies and the whole vibe of it, yeah, always got to look up reference when I'm actually going to draw legit martial art weapons. That's why they call that movie Kill Bill, man. They were after me. Nice. So I've got the bottom kind of like this. I think she's going to be like kind of like standing in a hot pool, maybe have the steam coming up. That would be dope. That would be really cool. Platinum says she was so lanky back then. I know. It's like I looked at the way I used to draw my characters back then. There's always an evolution to like how you draw over the years, you know, depending on your influences, depending on like all kinds of stuff. I mean, just trying to draw better hands, better feet, better torsos, trying to do like cooler action poses, and you know, all that stuff influences you. And it's like, yeah, my characters were like super lanky back then. So I'm glad everybody supported me, and you guys buying my comic books back then was literally paying me to get better. So a million thank you so much. Right there. See, my birthday month. And that's the best birthday gift I can ask for, man. It's just like the support, especially all these years. So we can do fun stuff like this right now. This is cool. Kevin says Nira is so much more fleshed out. Ken says, actually, now that I think of it, it was 93, San Diego Comic-Con. Comic-Con, I'm telling you, man. I met so many people thanks to San Diego Comic-Con. And that was always my excuse to go back to San Diego, because I used to live in San Diego. I lived in San Diego for about 12 years, I think. And cats, you know, we have lots of family that's live in San Diego. So me making my pilgrimage to actually be at Comic-Con every year, that's a 2-for-1 special. So I always get to bring Kat, and we get to visit family, hang out, get tons of Mexican food, and have a good time. And then we get to see all of our friends and everybody at San Diego at the show. Platinum says, did Nira start out in Diamond Distribution, in a Diamond Distribution book? She started with Entity Comics. I co-founded, back in the day, I co-founded Parody Press with our publisher, Don Chin. If you remember Don Chin, we published so many Parody Press books. He came up with, he was famous for the adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters. That was his monster book, man. But yeah, it was like the early 90s. We were doing parodies, and we wanted to branch out and not only do parodies, but we wanted to do, like regular books of our own, comic book, adventure, sci-fi, superhero stuff of our very own. One of the first books that the first book that we published as Entity Comics, as the new imprint Entity Comics, was a little book called Zen Intergalactic Ninja. And Zen is owned by Steve Stern and Dan Cody. And Zen's currently with First Comics right now. And when we started publishing Zen, they were super nice to me. They let me write the book. They let me redesign the character, make him look a little bit more action posability instead of like maybe geared towards a younger audience. So it's more of a all ages action superhero book. And he also let me introduce a lot of my own characters into the book that I still own. So because of that, Nira's first appearance was in Zen Intergalactic Ninja number 0. It was our very first book, 1993. It was like June, July 1993. And that's how she started. And yeah, all of the books that we published back then went through Diamond. But we also, when there used to be, believe it or not, there used to be like 30 or more different distributors nationwide, worldwide. Lucky for me, Don and his wife Laura handled all of the publishing, printing, dealing with distributors. You know, they did all of the nuts and bolts, so that I can just concentrate on drawing and writing. So they dealt with all that, and then over the years, all those distributors dwindled down to just the one, to Diamond, for one reason or another. Super long story, but yeah, we used to. But Diamond was, yeah, every single month for a decade. I was in Diamond, in the Diamond catalog with new books to put on the shelves. Kevin says, I think I have that preview somewhere still. It's a bit of a blast to look through and see all the old titles. I know, right? It's like a yearbook, dude. It's like a yearbook looking at all that stuff, because it's like all those, the art styles, the different artists that were working on things. Image was just getting ramped up at that time too, right at the same time that we were getting ramped up. It's just so nostalgic to me. It's like those are the years that it was just a big explosion. So cool. Ken Albury says, I did indeed. I was hired on as a staffer and promoted to manager 2 weeks later. Awesome, dude. They fired the manager while he was at San Diego Comic-Con. Well, I feel bad for that other manager, but I'm super glad that you got promoted up and so quickly. That's awesome, man. That means you were on the ball. You knew what you were doing, dude. Kevin says, draw more of ENX like that. Yes, do it. Kevin. Platinum says, LOL, I agree and second that. Covering up her belly button. Is this I Dream of Jeannie? ENX has a delta on the opposite cheek. Yeah, this is true. Because ENX is literally, this is where and it's thanks to Chet that we have ENX as a regular character, because thanks to his influence, we love 90s tropes, you know, like different tropes they're popular for a reason, man. People like them. So one of the things I like is having the evil doppelganger version of your character, right? So that's what ENX is. It literally means evil Nira X. So she is Nira, but from a parallel dimension, as opposed to from a different timeline. So she is literally Nira's evil doppelganger. I'm going to put some water at the bottom here. I'm going to have some steam. You know what? Some little rocks. You know, like a little peace garden or something. I'll kind of just rough it in real quick. I'll do some better detail. I just want to be able to block it in so I don't lose the idea. So yeah, it's there's a lot of things about evil Nira that they're not completely, well, like, you know, her delta is on the opposite cheek. When she does have her leg strap exposed, it's on the opposite leg. Other than that, the differences between Nira and evil Nira, I compare them more to, say, the differences between, say, Superman and Batman. You know, our Nira, the good Nira, our universe Nira, she's more of you know, she doesn't want to hurt people. She wants to try and solve situations like as peacefully as possible. But of course, you know, action dictates that she has to do what she has to do. I mean, if she's pushing a corner, she's got to protect herself. And whereas evil Nira, she immediately goes for the most violent option first, or she her code of ethics is not as strict. She's willing to go the extra mile, sometimes in possibly a bad way, in order to get things done. So that's where that comes in. That's evil Nira, kind of in a nutshell. That's the shortest cliff note I can give you. Here we go. Let me put a little waterfall here. Let's see. Some person says that shirt is working very hard to obscure those nipples in 0-degree weather. I'm telling you, dude, it's not an easy job. Speaking of which, let me let's see. I got the little waterfall thing here. I want to emphasize that it's cold out here. So we have some steam. But I also want to have, let's see, let me just draw the back end of this here waterfall. Just have some rocks and stuff here, a little bit of grass, a little cliff, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just rough it in where it's gonna be, because we got to have some snow. So let me draw in some of this here snow, so we know that. And I'll have some snow sitting on the rocks too. And just the way I'm drawing it in right now, it kind of looks like pancake batter, but it'll be snow. And I'll make sure we put a color version of this up, so you guys can download a free version of this drawing. I'll put a couple of snowflakes here and there. Like I want to put the hilt of the sword like right here behind her back, but she doesn't have a strap holding the sword, so I guess I have to draw a strap also, or else it wouldn't make sense. She's not holding the sword with her butt cheeks. And she's not holding the sword to like in her shoulder like she got stabbed. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put maybe a little thin strap. There you go. There you go. That way it makes sense that the sword is back there, kind of hanging. Man, I really like her with the sword like that. That's cool. Here you go. Let me move the camera this way a little bit so you guys can see. Okay. Let me have her like this for a minute. Let me catch up with the chat here. Let me see where you guys are at. Platinum saying the alternate universe, alternate cheek Ken. Chet says, when don't you, Kevin? She can still be a geisha, a geisha assassin. I've been talking too much, so all of my words are blurring a little bit. Kevin says, the way you wrote Kevin, and then you hear Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh my gosh, yeah, now that I see that. Chet says, Ken, yes, hers is on the other side. Yes. Kevin says, I only do good things, unless she's a bad girl. Sure. Mighty Geek says, the 90s was the only time that a guy could be accused of cheating by reading comic books with sexy female leads. That's true. That's true. I do remember the attitudes of the population back then. It was a different vibe. Different vibe. You can get in trouble for doing way less. Kevin says, there is that wonderful Nira She art that you created, and I always wondered if it was going to be used for something. And the thing is, I think that was the plan. I think there was talk of doing something like that back in the day, and it just never came about. Like not for one reason or another, maybe just schedules or whatever like that. It's like one person's busy when the other person's ready. Like who knows? But yeah, never came to be. But there might be something in 2025. We're not really sure. We got a little something in the works. I'll let you guys know about that when I know more. So, Chet says, Bill, add a little tiny ENX in a kimono with the sword drawn. Oh, that's a cool idea. I like that. I got this little cliff here with the waterfall. Let's see. Let's put her right here. That's a good idea. Let's come in close. Let's come in close. A little tiny. This will take me a little while to ink too. She's so tiny. Let's see how we can fit her in here. She's so small. I'll have her hair blowing in the wind a little bit. Little tiny ENX, yo. Good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Sweet. Got a little place for a little tiny back there. I got to show you the little tinies that are in Chet's piece as soon as we get to the second half of the show. In fact, we're almost there. We're almost at the hour mark, and I think the piece is just about. These are all the elements that I see as being like very cool for this piece. And a couple of little posts just hanging there. She was in this hot spring. We got some snow, and the snow will be a lot more detailed when we put some color in there too. But I'll draw enough snow on here so that way the inked piece also has the thing on there. So that's good. Kevin says, no, Bill, I met you at the shop in El Cajon on 2nd Street, across the street from DOW Dow's Stereo in El Cajon. Dude, that's right. Oh my God. That was back in the day, bro. I'm having a flashback thinking about it. Like I got so used to, us just hanging out at the convention that it's like, and I haven't been down to National, those areas at National City or El Cajon, or like I used to go to this other comic shop that you might know about. Nobody else here, but you over in Lemon Grove. There was a place over in Lemon Grove. That's where I saw Jim Lee had a signing at that shop that was over there. I forgot what it was called though. Platinum says katana. Yes, katana. Thank you. I'm embarrassed when I can't think of the words right off the top of my head. I'm built for pictures, people. Platinum says this piece took a comical turn. I know, right? Got a little tiny up there defending the turtles. Mighty Geek says Nira X is likely to fall for Michelangelo. Oh, this is a possibility. Yes. Christopher says, how about a bow staff in Zen style? That's not a bad idea. I can have it, because she's holding the katana the katana. She's holding her clothing to take it off, so she's not holding the staff. But also don't want to put the staff on her back because she's already got the sword. But as a callback to Zen, we could have the Zen staff right here leaning up against the rock, sticking out of the water. And we can make it like the legit Zen staff. Her kimono, thank you. All right, so let me draw the Zen staff. Has a specific set of little notches and details. There we go. That's a good idea. It's a good idea to do a callback to that. Yeah, awesome. I love that. Excellent idea, my friend. There we go. Yeah, dude, that's an excellent callback to that. There we go. Now we get to see basically the whole picture. Maybe I'll put a moon or something right here in the back. Could be a daytime moon. Good idea, dude. Awesome. Platinum says Don has a bigger pull. Oh my god. Mighty Geek says I thought she was inspired by Lady Death and Evangeline. You know what? It's you would think so. I mean, she's got the white hair, right? But the white hair didn't come as so much of a choice. Like it wasn't like necessarily a planned choice by me. It's just that the book was black and white, and I couldn't imagine her hair being a specific color. So when we started doing the book, we finished the book, and we had to work on the covers. The issue 0 had a sculpture as the cover, so Nira wasn't on the cover. It was a sculpture of Zen. They took a photo of the sculpture, and that was actually the cover for issue 0. For issue 1, I was like, oh crap, it's like I got to put Nira in color, and her outfit wasn't even red. It was like this purplish magenta kind of color, like magenta pink-ish purple kind of color, and I just didn't know what color to make her hair. And honestly, she came out. We worked on that book, I believe, before. Not that I'm trying to stand my ground or anything like that, but it came out exactly when Lady Death came out, which means I didn't see Lady Death before our issue actually hit the stands, or we worked on it like slightly before. But I didn't know who Lady Death was until after we had started actually coming out with the book. So, I mean, Lady Death does inspire. Don't get me wrong. It's like, Lady Death inspires. There's a lot of people that compared her just because of the white hair, like Zealot from Wildcats, because she also had white hair. So a lot of those comparisons popped up, but I really didn't see those until after our book was kind of out and about. And Nira really didn't look like their characters, anyways. I did take a lot of inspiration from everything that I saw back then. There's no lie, and everything's derivative, and you could certainly draw those comparisons. So, and they all came out about the same time. So I actually have to look up like exactly when, like what month, because I think we actually came out in the same year. I think it was 92, 93 that Nira came out. So I have to see what the month and year was that Lady Death came out, because I'm not really sure if I'd even seen it, if I'd even seen anything in previews, or I'm not really sure. I don't really remember. But yeah, the reason her hair was white is because I just didn't know what color to make her hair, and I left it white, and it looked sci-fi enough to me that I'm like, okay, we'll go with this, and then I'll think of something, and it just stayed white. So it was more of me not being able to decide in time, and that's why her hair ended up being white. Ken Albert says my store was in Salinas, only about 7 hours north of San Diego Comic-Con, or 45 minutes flight out of San Jose. Mighty Geek says the Bad Girl Phenom made it possible for Vampirella to return. Yeah. She was the top shelf. She'd been around for a long time, and it definitely opened up the door for people looking for bad girls and strong female characters. So yeah, that was 90s were all about that for sure. Some person says, did you run into any of the Mad Magazine guys? Mort Drucker. I'm trying to think of some other people that I might have run into, because like Mad and Cracked were kind of that was my bag back when I was a kid. So I really wanted to meet those guys. Sad to say, I never got to meet my actual real my real influence as far as like those magazines went was a Crack magazine artist by the name of John Severin, and I never got a chance to meet him. I got to meet Mort Drucker, but I never got a chance to meet John, which is a shame because his stuff was the stuff that really inspired me to want to draw sequential art instead of just pinups, instead of just pictures that I see. So yeah, man, it's like those guys are meaningful. Kevin says, Psylocke wants to have a few words with ENX over this appropriated look. I agree. Many Geek says, I can see Anna Ishikawa, yeah, appearing behind Nira X. I'm going to have to look her up. I don't know the name right off the top of my head. I'm ashamed to say it. I'm horrible with names sometimes. I see pictures and I'm fine. Kevin says, ENX will be so hot that the snow just melts and runs down her curves. Paul, what's up, dude? Paul Varga in the house. He says, the perils of making Frosty the Snowman melt. Whatever shall she do with the carrot? Indeed, you're in the right crowd. You're in the right crowd now. We all get that joke. We know what's going on. Kevin says, who says she can't hold the sword with her butt cheeks? Wonder Woman did it in a strapless dress. I know, right? Harley, what's up? Glad you're hanging out with us. Hello, right back. Platinum says, Nira, we must see this. I would love to make something like that happen. We got something I want to talk about, but it's like I'm not going to be able to talk about it until I get some details first. So we'll see what happens. Kevin says, only 7 hours away? My shop was 20 minutes away from San Diego Comic-Con. Spoiled. Some person says maybe a penguin about to attack the little tiny. That's a possibility. I kind of like the way she's looking like over the edge, though. I don't know. Let's see. Kevin says it's very 90s art, that Nira art. Yeah. Back in the era of Bill drawing rather long necks. Once seen, you can't unsee it. I know. Yeah, they were super long. Thank you for supporting me so I could get better at the length of necks. Long necks are good on beer bottles, not on women so much. Yeah. Kevin says, I know the comic shop you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it. It was over by the Big Lemon. Yeah, it was that strip mall that's right behind, that's right in front of the Big Lemon. Exactly. You know which one I'm talking about. Platinum says that awkward feeling you get when your comment from 10 minutes ago is being translated by the host. I know. I'm almost caught up, though. As soon as I catch up, I only got a few more to catch up, so I know where everybody's at. And I'm not staff. Paul says, when Miss Derrick works for a company, is she Bo staff? Ken says, and Nira's Delta was on the opposite side in her first appearance. It was. It absolutely was. It was where evil Nira's is, which begs the question, who's the real Nira? I don't know. This could be a conspiracy at this point. There could be something going on. Kevin says, so that would make it technically ENX's first appearance. Right? Ken says, Nira X gave me a Silver Sable vibe when she first came out. You know what? Yeah, she looks a lot closer to a Silver Sable character than most other characters, I think. And that's the character she got compared to the least. But Silver Sable was always like a backup character, like in Spider-Man, like McFarlane's Spider-Man, and some other books. And maybe she wasn't just front and center as much as, Lady Death is like, she's always like front and center. People, if you're going to think about a character with white hair, you'll think of her first, right? Or Zealot. Platinum says, was it Nira or was it ENX? Or Memorex? Mighty Geek says, a lot of characters in the genre had white hair. This is true. I wonder if they all had white hair for the same reasons that Nira had white hair. Makes me wonder. It's like, I just didn't know what color hair to give her. And if I made her blonde, that seemed like there's a lot of blonde characters. If I made it brown, that seemed like, I don't know, nothing clicked with me, Oh, okay. Yeah. Got you. Thank you, Mighty Geek. It would be nice to have the live action she pop up. All right, guys. Well, I tell you what, since I'm more or less caught up with the chat, I've caught up to where you are. This is good. I'm not commenting on things that happened like 20 minutes ago now. See, I'm like straight up to date. Fatang, what's up? I think we'll go ahead and start opening up this drawing for auction. I'll let it go for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes. Let's see. But let me catch up with the chat just one more time. Platinum says, I think black cat a lot when you think of white hair. Yeah, this is true too. Especially with if evil Nira had white hair, that would be like a direct translation, right? Because like she's always got the black outfit instead. But the person who came up with the reason why Nira has the white hair is actually Cat Mouse. She actually came up with a good story reason, and I can't wait to put that into a book at some point. It's going to be in one of the stories. It's going to be a good little flashback and actually give a reason for the fact that she's got the white hair. Skipper Kowalski, Rico. I love those guys, dude. Nira dressed as Black Cat, or Black Cat getting her hands on some cyber skin. These are ideas worth looking at. Yeah, let me throw the little ticker down here to make that official, because I see Christopher is in the room with 100. Thanks so much, Christopher. In fact, I'm going to write it down on a little scratch sheet of paper here. That way I don't have to scroll backwards. Here, let me set my drink over here. Set this right over here. Thanks, Christopher. And we'll keep on going down the thing here. Let's see, it's 11:17. I'm going to let it go till 11:22. Kevin Green says, bid $1. Christopher's already got you beat at 100. This is awesome. Awesome. Chet, Kev, you slow. Platinum says, ENX scared Nira stiff. No, I am consistent, sir. Ken Zazer, no 69 bid, Kevin. I know, it's like you already got beat. We got 100 in a room. Christopher Bouchard he's the big man in the room right now. He's a big man in the room right now with $100 bid. Kevin says, how about 69.69? Chet says, still slow. I know, right? Mighty Geek says, platinum blondes were becoming popular in media. This is true. This is very, very true. That was like the term back then. If you were going to describe a sexy model or a bikini chick or something like that, platinum blondes, you know? Christopher says, feel better, Chet. Kevin says, it's okay. I have a couple sexy Psylocks coming soon anyway. Bill can show her off if he wants. Actually, yeah, if I have to put a Post-it note on Psylocke, but I can show off tonight. This is true. In fact, you know what? Let me lean over because I've got that drawing over here, not too far away from me. If I put some Post-it notes on it, I could show it off. There we go. Let me find that. All right. I gotta put a Post-it note on it before I do anything. Here, maybe put my headphones back on so that way. That's what makes me feel like I'm actually inside the studio. All right, let me get this Post-it note here. All right, she's censored for YouTubeness, but look at that. And that's how the inks are going to look, you know. So that'll give you an idea of the inks. Yeah, Kevin's got a sweet arrangement going with this particular commission. It's going to be awesome. All right, let me catch up with everybody right here. Platinum says Nira has purple eyes, correct? Yes, she does. She absolutely has purple eyes. So does Evil Nira. She has purplish eyes also. Yep. Here come the Post-it notes. All right, got 2 minutes left. It's 11:20. We're going to end at 11:22. Let me turn on the light here. There you go. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun once we get the inks on here. Very cool. Chet says, do I wanna? Do I wanna? It is evil Nira, my friend. She calls to you. Yeah, Kevin's piece is it's a grotto piece, and basically it's going to be one character per sheet, and it's going to be like 6 or 8 characters. I forget how many. I've got them. I've got it all written down. Oh, I've got it written down here. I got my notes right here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. This is a 6-character piece, all interlocking. It's gonna be crazy. Man. It's gonna be crazy. I know I'm caught up on the chat. Platinum says $100 an hour, not a bad way to work, worth every penny. Well, I still have to ink it, so that's gonna spend some. I'm gonna be spending some time on that. Christy Hands in the house. What's up, dude? Chris is coming in here with 105. Thanks so much, man. I'm gonna write that down so I don't have to scroll back up. There we go. Awesome, brother. Thanks, man. Ken says, best eyes goes to Allura, blue irises and black sclera. Yeah, I do like her black eyes. I like how that is. Chet says, okay, Bill, if I win, I want a little tiny Thalia on the left of ENX then. Done. Of course we can do that. We'll see how it goes, my friend. We're going to see how it goes. Christopher's back in the room with 110. Thanks, Christopher. It's on. It's on now. Ken is back in the room with 110. But Christopher got 110 before you. So it's still Christopher Bouchard's piece. But Christy Hand says no, 111. Because Christy Hand says this belongs to him. This is his piece. Remember, we added X23 and Jubilee. That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I have to make sure it's written down. Kevin says, but I am flexible on that. All good, brother. Platinum says, do you remember how many sparkle prints you did for the 25th anniversary? There were supposed to be 25 of each print, and I think there were 4 prints altogether. I believe, if I remember correctly. Christopher Bouchard in the room with 120. Thanks, dude. Platinum says the limited to 25 ones. Yep. I believe there was 4 different prints. Let me see. There was a group shot with Nira and ENX. There was Celeste. There was Mercy, and then there was an ENX like an ominous promo where it's just like her silhouette with like this blue background. And I believe those were the four prints. There might have been. What was the 5th one? Was it just Nira? I need to look at my folder now. I've got one of each of them in my folder for backups. I got an artist proof. You're right. There was. I think there were 5. I think there were 5. You're right, Chet. Fatang says, I'm so tempted to share with you a comic idea I had made from a local artist with Spider-Man chasing Black Cat. That would be awesome to share. Yes. Allura, of course. Yep, 5 prints. Thank you, Chet. Bro, my brain. That's why I need my friends, man. I spend a lot of time drawing. Platinum says, any spare ENX ones? I have the others. So cool. Let me look in my print box to see if there's any left. Okay. In fact, I'll write a little note right here. And that'll remind me. And if you want to send me an email, I know you got my email address. Send me a little reminder so I look inside my print box. So I might have one that I can get to you. When did Bruce Wayne show up? Platinum says, did you send me your AP by mistake? I know I've sent out APs before, but they're not part of the numbered series. It might be that anytime I send out an AP, it's usually because the numbered ones they ran out. So I have to write AP on those extras. Usually you print a couple extras just in case there's damage to one or somebody gets lost, something gets lost in the mail. But there's only 25 that are numbered of each one. And I think the AP ones, there's like, I don't know, 1 or 2 extras, something like that. So it'll say AP if it's not part of the numbered set. Platinum says I have 3. I mean, need the other 2. Oh, dude, yeah. Well, send me an email. Okay, yeah. So that way I can take my time and I can look in the box and I can see exactly what I have. That'll be awesome. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know about that. Kevin says you spent a lot of time drawing, drawing a blank. Fatank says, where can I send pics of the pages to you? You can email me direct if you like. My email is it's the same email. I may as well put this up here right now because if somebody wins the piece that has not sent me a PayPal before, this is where my PayPal address is also. So you can email me direct right here, billmouseart at gmail.com. And if you happen to win the piece, you haven't sent me a PayPal before, this is also where you would send the PayPal tonight for the piece that we're auctioning tonight. In fact, we're just about done with the auction. I think we're all done with it. We went over our time, but we had a good time talking and stuff. So we got some bids in. I believe Christopher Bouchard is the top bid in the room right now with 120. Cool. Yeah, man. For sure. Platinum says this might be our first 3-hour show. I know. We're having a good time talking and we're exchanging information and making sure everybody's good to go. All right. Well, I tell you what, it's past time for the actual auction part. So Christopher's in the room with 120. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. I'm going to start a 10-second countdown, but I'll do it with the keyboard because there's a delay between my voice and when you actually hear my voice. So, Chet in the room with 220. Good Lord, Chet. Chet says this is his. He wants his little tiny. 220 for Chet. If anybody wishes to challenge the mighty Chet, the hammer has dropped. You're awesome, brother. Thanks so much, man. Chet is in the room with 220. Kevin says a 3-hour show is better than a 3-hour tour. No, we're not going to be in the boat. We're not getting in the boat. Ken says, damn. Yeah, I know, man. When he drops the hammer, he drops the hammer. This is the way it's got to be. Christopher says, well played, Chet. All right, we're going to be doing a 10-second countdown, and I'll just type in the numbers as soon as the field clears, so that way I can actually type in the next number. We're at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I see that 69 bid. Mighty Geek says the gauntlet has been thrown. Continuing the countdown, we're at 3, 2, 1. And I'll type in 3 zeros, and that means that we're sold and sold to Chet. Thanks so much, Chet. Please, everybody congratulate Chet. Big man in the house right now. Throwing it down with strength and power. Chet was expecting Kev to do that. The 69 will be elsewhere. Indeed. Some person says, I see Bill slowing the countdown, hoping for a bigger bid. I swear to God, it sounds like I am doing that. but it's like I type in the number and then it rotates the little circle, and it's like I'm waiting. It doesn't let me type in the next number. Platinum says, "Congrats." Chris Dehan says, "Congrats! Wow, amazing." Christopher Bouchard says, "Congrats" to Chet. Chet says, "Note the little tiny so you don't forget it." Yes, absolutely. I'm going to note it right now. I'm going to note it right now. Right now. You see me? I'm quiet because I'm writing it down. Yes. All right. Got it written down. We know what's happening over here. We got that little tiny. Amazing, everybody. Amazing. Kevin says, "Oh, that can't come soon enough." Chet says, "Thank you to all." Absolutely. Christopher says, "Can I get a digital of this artwork?" Yes. When I ink this, I'm going to go ahead and do a color version of it, a regular color version, a safe for work color version, just like the way you see it right here. And I'm going to post it on my Patreon page, and it's going to be a public post. Okay, so that means you don't have to be a member or pay anything to see the image. And then there might be a not safe for work version of this also, but that's going to be behind just for paying members of the Patreon page. And it's Christopher, you're the one asking. I believe you know where it's at already, but for anybody who does not know where the Patreon page is at, it's our secret club. It's our secret club at Club Corrupt. Okay, so if you go to patreon.com/clubcorrupt, any of my posts that are public posts, and there's a few of them, they're sprinkled, throughout the timeline. They're free to pop up on the screen and download, and you should be able to download the high res image just the way that I upload it. So patreon.com/clubcorrupt is where we would be posting that. And honestly, this regular version of it right here, I think I'm going to be posting it just about everywhere. I'm going to post this one up on the Facebook. I'm going to post it up on Instagram. This particular one is going to end up everywhere. So you'll definitely be able to see it and download it. Either way, be all good. Absolutely. Yep, Chet is correct. Ken says, "Congrats to Chet." Absolutely. Ken says, "Nice job to all bidders. You guys threw down tonight." Hell yeah, you guys were awesome tonight. And you guys made it tons of fun, dude. That's the thing, man. It's like we have good ideas. We have a good time talking back and forth. I love catching up and seeing what everybody's saying in the chat. We have a good time, man. This is all about having some fun together and creating something together. This is super cool. It makes me happy. Platinum says, "What bloodshed? Oh, the humanity." Platinum says, "What a wallet on that Chet guy." I'm telling you, man, it's like you come with the power. You come with the power. Never ends. That's right. We got so many things in the works. It's going to be awesome. Platinum says, "I hear you. I had to chain mine up so I don't empty my bank account." Well, Platinum, I mean, we got a big project this year, Platinum and I. And we'll tell you more. We'll tell you guys more about it as we get started. But yeah, we're gonna have good stuff. Kevin says Chet will be visiting the blood bank tomorrow. Chet says, "'Tis true, Kev. Yeah, I might chain the account soon to Plat." Bill, any updates on the card set? The card set, I am estimating that the card set will be ready to actually sell. It'll all be sealed, signed, delivered. Every set is going to have a brand new original art card on the inside. I've had to push this back to March, possibly the end of March, because we're catching up on so much stuff. January is all about the commissions. There were some things towards the end of the year, like November, December, that were slowing me down. There was we're fulfilling our Club Corrupt issue number 1. And there was like 65 or 70 little sketches that I had to do and remarks that I had to do for all those issues. And we're just finishing up all of that. That's going to be completely off the table. Not going to be in the way at all. We had a Zen book that we were working on in December, and that's completely finished. There's a handful of projects that we were working on that was kind of slowing down some other things. And those things are actually off the table. So I'm feeling really good. about March for the card set, and then January. Hopefully, it won't bleed into February. But all the commissions and stuff, especially the commissions that we have that are going to be going up on the Patreon page as full color pieces and all that good stuff. Looking forward to catching up with all of that stuff. Thanks for asking me about that, because yeah, there's a lot of updates. There's gonna be a lot of things coming out over the next month and two. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. That's why my speech blurs sometimes. That's why I'm slurring my voice, because I'm tired, man. Because I don't need sleep. I'm not gonna sleep over the next month or two. Sleep is for the weak. Kevin says, just spend your kids' inheritance. Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'll tell everybody more as I can. Chet says, no kids, never found the right one. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Platinum says, plenty of right nows, I'm sure. Platinum says, you demand. Kirk, what's up, my friend? Need that drat. Drawing. I got you now. Now I understood what you were saying. Yeah, I'll be able to upload this as soon as I get it inked and colored. This is going to be uploaded. You know, this particular one I was mentioning before. I'll upload just about everywhere. I'm going to put it up on the Patreon page, of course, for a free download. But I think I'm going to upload it to Facebook and everywhere else too. I'll put it up on all of our social media, so it will be available as soon as I can get around to inking and coloring it, which hopefully will be this month. Platinum says, you can adopt me if you want. Chet is like, I will adopt Platinum. Kevin says, Dad, I knew I would find you one day. Ken says, it's hard to pick a kid, Chet. you got a few to pick from over here tonight. Oh my gosh. Platinum says, just put me on the will for all and the artwork when you no, man, that's a little dark. Adoption is one thing, man, but get in line. Chet says, no, Ken, hard to pick the partner. All my luck was either cheated or had kids, and already made family is real hard to work with. But yeah, but I understand how you feel, man. It's like, right now, it's like my life is, I live my life for Cat Mouse. She's my kid. And as far as the rest of what I've got going on in life, man, I live for you guys, man. You guys shall be my children. I am here to draw and to have fun with all my friends. So I think we're in similar boats. Similar boats. All finding the right things and the right paths and the right places to go. All right. Well, for part 2 of tonight's episode, we are going to be working on Thalia a little bit, because this piece was supposed to be debuting this week. So I'm running as per usual, because I'm trying to put a lot of work. I'm trying to give it my best. I'm not trying to rush through the drawing just to get it done. I'm always trying to give it my best. So that way it's always better. Everybody's getting my best work. Got to make sure that the paper gods are happy with me for letting me draw boobs and spaceships as often as I do. So we'll start working on this a little bit. Let's see. Platinum says he lives his life 1/4 mile out of... What? Sorry, wrong movie. Chet says Bill be slacking. Platinum says, Bill, you have to stop with all the butts. It's mesmerizing me. This Thalia booty. All right, well, we'll start with her eyes. But Ken Albury says, all right, homies. Always nice to hang with you guys. See you all next week. Absolutely, Ken. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always happy that you're here, man. We'll always have a good time. And as far as I know, we'll be back. You know what? Let me look at my calendar just to be sure before you go. Let me be sure that next week we are going to be here. Yeah, Saturday the 4th. You know what? This coming Saturday, we might not be here. We might actually not be here. We might actually have to do our show on Sunday, but I will provide a link. This coming Saturday, next Saturday, we're going to be on the Red Vakyrie YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a big art auction with a bunch of other artists. We're going to be in the 8 o'clock time slot, and those things usually run till midnight. So we're probably going to be over there for the rest of Saturday. So this coming Saturday, we're not going to be here at 10 o'clock. We might have to do it on Sunday. So just to let you guys know ahead of time that that's what's happening. Oh, and if you guys get a chance, we're actually going to be doing another live stream tomorrow right here on my channel. We're going to be doing a live stream with Dan Sen, the publisher of Argo Comics, because he's got a trade paperback that's running a Kickstarter right now. And so we're going to be talking about it. I'll be doing a sketch of one of the characters because the cover of the book is my cover. I've got a couple stories inside of that trade paperback. So that's why I'm going to help promote and push his book. So if you guys are around tomorrow on 10 o'clock, we'll be doing it again right here tomorrow. So yeah, Ken, have a good night, dude. Everybody's saying good night. Everybody's saying goodbye. Very, very good. Chet says the 11th. Yes, the 11th. Saturday, the 11th. And it starts at 8 p.m. Next week, I'll have the link. I'll have a more direct link. I don't have a link in the description of the video right now. It's a little bit too soon. They haven't sent me a link yet. But next week, I will put up a link. I'll make sure I share it on the old Facebook and everywhere else. So that way people know where to find us. And yeah, that's where we're going to be on Saturday. So possibly on Sunday, if we're not exhausted from Saturday's show, from Saturday's auction, hopefully on Sunday we can have our regular weekly mouse. Ken Elbury says, all right, see you at the auction then. Awesome. See you then, my friend. Ken says, is this the sorority book? Yes, it's Sorority of Power. It is a fun book. All these hot chick characters that go to this superhero college and get in all kinds of mischief and fun and superhero shenanigans. Very fun book. Very, very fun book. Let's see. I'll leave that up like that. Let's see. Let's get a little closer to Thalia's face here. We're going to be working on her facial features first. Let me fold this. I got a sheet of paper behind it, so that way it keeps the other sheets clean. I don't want to make the other sheets dirty because I got to spin this around a little bit, make sure I get all the nooks and crannies and lines the way I want. So there's a specific thing that's happening with this, because this entire Christmas scene is taking place in Thalia's castle. And ENX is just giving Thalia a hard time. She's fricking around with the big gothic organ that she's playing. And Thalia's not happy about that at all. She likes her organ. So we're going to take some time and we're going to be working on this for a bit now. And the next time you guys see this piece, it's going to be fully inked, man. Thalia has made her mark in the Cyber Angel continuity. She is part of this universe now. Put her little white highlight in her eye, but I'm going to do that with a white pen instead of leaving it in with the dark pen, which is what you usually do. But her eye is small enough that doing it the other way would be better. And I'll look up from the drawing here in just a second, make sure I don't fall behind on the chat. I'd like to see what you guys are talking about. Yeah, Thalia is not happy at all. Somebody's evil nears behind her, just screwing with her, man. It's like, bro, it's like, leave my organ alone. And she has a Delta, Cyber Angel Delta also, but it's all melted. I love her backstory. I love how she got involved in the book. I like her playing that organ. That's fun, dude. Let's see here. Fatang says, love that book, Sorority of Power. Oh, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, I was able to draw, a good handful of those issues. Always have a really good time working with Dan, the publisher over at Argo. He's a cool guy to work with. I like him a lot. Ken says, Thalia needs some stockings or a garter. Oh, you know what? That's a cool idea. I actually like that idea. And I wasn't even accepting ideas into this piece. This is Chet's piece. But I love the idea of her having, especially because she's being fancy. Like sometimes I draw her, like she's always got the armor top, like the little armor top, and she always has the gauntlets. But when it comes to the dress, sometimes I draw the dress really small, like overly small, and like just super sexy. And her legs are usually bare, but not all the time. But this particular time, yeah, it would be actually a super cool idea to have her wearing stockings. It's like the garters you couldn't see because you can't see from the front. But this is perfect, dude. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, she would want to be a little bit more fancied up because it's a celebration. She's playing the organ. You know, when somebody goes out, they want to fancy it up a little bit. So yeah, I could totally see this happening. So I'll put in some, just enough hatching and shading so that way you know she's got stockings on. And at some point, I'm sure this piece is going to see color, and I'm sure that we're going to use it. It's too good of a piece to not use for a future issue or a Christmas special. This could be a huge piece for something really, really good. So when this gets all colored, you'll definitely see that she's got stockings and all that good stuff. That'll look good. Nice idea, Ken. Thank you. Kevin says, sorority? Omega Mu? Platinum says, you're speaking my love language right now, Ken. Platinum says, why can't they all just get along? All them babes need to unite versus a common, more powerful foe. Then Thalia can be one of the dames. Ken says, yes, fight against restrictive clothing. That's usually the theme of my books, I think. Chet says, I don't think it will get to that point, Platt. Brilliant! Chet says, I think Thalia will always be full evil. Yeah, I think Thalia's, she's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. Platinum says, now I know why Ken gets paid the big bucks. Kevin says, "Are those fishnet stockings?" Yes. I was thinking about making a fishnet, but it's like I think smooth. I put it like the hatching there, but it's not for like a fishnet stocking. It's more like just like to have a dark, and that way you see the flesh color coming through, but not like a Zatanna stockings. Ken says, "Dirty if I hijacked your art, Chet." Sorry. Okay, that's good. That's good. Kevin says, "Dirty. I wonder where your mind is." Chris Gallagher in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? We're over here auctioning art. We're drawing pictures. We're over here inking things. I'm drawing a butt. Look, I'm drawing a butt. Hey, everybody. This is Chris. Chris, this is everybody. Welcome to the Weekly Mouse. I'm glad you're here, dude. That's awesome, man. Actually, let me grab a different pen. I gotta do something else with this part here. Yeah, the first we usually start our shows at 10 o'clock, and then we do a drawing for about an hour, and then we auction that piece off. And now we're into our second hour, and we're working on, this is actually Chet's commission that we're going to be using for one of our issues. So I'm super excited about this piece. This is going to be a huge piece. This is like a triptych. All right, this girl needs some bangs. She's banging. I said it. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good there, Chris. I saw Thad today. I think most people in the room know who Thad is. Also, Thad's my other good local friend. There we go. Let's get the camera a little bit closer. Right there. There you go. You know what? I pulled the camera closer. Now I've got to flip the paper all the way around. Oh, we're still good. Her hair's got layers. I got quiet there for a minute because I'm over here figuring out which part I was going to ink next. I'm glad my hands aren't numb like they were before. I was outside taking down Christmas ornaments on only the coldest day that Virginia Beach has had in forever. You guys have to let me know. Is it normal that it gets dark at freaking 5? Didn't it used to be like later in the day that it would feel like it was midnight? Because I'm not enjoying this whole 5 o'clock business. There we go. Got a little bit of shading on her right there. That's good. That's good. Here, let me do this little shadow underneath her chin here. Heaven forbid she not have shadows. She is a creature of darkness. She's got to have shadows. Good. Okay. Let me see where you guys are at now. Let me check the chat here real quick. Let's see. Platinum says fishnet isn't always the answer. Other forms of hose are nice too. Yeah, I agree. That's why I went with anytime I go for hose on the legs. Anytime I go for them hose, I don't. I try not to default on fishnet. I do like drawing the fishnet. They're fun to draw, especially when it comes out nice. But the sheer is, I think sheer is pretty good. And it's like for the sake of the black and white drawing, like just enough hatching, so that way you know that she's wearing hose on there. So just enough to change the texture and stuff, so that way you know it's not just like a strap on her leg. Platinum agrees. Sheer is nice. Chet says the infamous Thaddeus. Yeah, Thad's doing pretty good, man. Thad's doing all right. He's out there getting extra degrees. He's out there living it up, out there being social. Happy for him. Ken says Thalia's got that bubble butt, but it's a good bubble. Chet says I think Bill did that to tease Platt. Platinum says that face, I love it. I can't quite tell what it is. I'm glad that you can't tell like the chemical X, whatever the chemical X is. Now I give the credit to. It's just the paper, man. It's the paper gods allow me to just be the messenger. It's just the image comes out of the paper. Once you get to a certain point, you realize you're not the guy. It's what comes out of the paper. So I'm glad you're seeing it. Fatang says, apparently there is a state of emergency in some states for the weather. Dude, I was looking at the weather map before we started the show tonight. There's like in middle of America, it's like negative all kinds of numbers. Like you don't want to see it. It's bad. Pretty darn cold. And if people are losing power and all that kind of stuff, that could be a problem. Ken says, here in Florida, I'm usually sweating when doing Christmas lights. Virginia Beach is like, let me explain Virginia Beach to you real quick. As far as weather is concerned, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. That's basically it. That's like the oldest saying here is basically that. Because like 2 days ago, it was warm. I was outside in shorts. And then like today, I was wrapped up today because it was really, really cold. Pretty sharp. Nice sharp cold. It's cold enough that if it rained, it would snow, or get some ice or whatever. But a few days before that or whatever, it's like back to wearing shorts again. It's just like it bounces up and down. If anybody knows that the tilt of the earth is messed up, it's Virginia Beach. Platinum says, and you can quote Neil deGrasse Tyson on that, by the way. Platinum Abras, and it says the days are getting longer now, I believe. I remember as a kid when it was wintertime. Okay, it got darker earlier. I get that. But it got darker like around 7 or 8 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? And now it's like pitch black outside at 5:30. Like something's happening, bro. Fatang says, and yes, up here at around 5:30, it gets dark this time. Yeah, the transition happens slowly over the years, but it's like, 5:30, it's dark. It's dark here. Chet says the same. Over here, it's dark by 5:30, 6 o'clock. Yeah. I just remember when I was a little kid, we're talking like, I don't know, the 70s, when the dinosaurs were still listening to disco or whatever. And there's still no iPads, just rock pellets. I remember it got darker later in the afternoon. Like 8 o'clock felt like it was dark, not 5 o'clock. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'm just remembering it weird because I was a kid and your memories tend to be fluid over time. You know how that goes. I don't know if it's a Mandela effect because I don't know if anybody else feels the same way I do, but we'll see. Kevin says, I was simply going to say that if she had fishnets on, she would be one hell of a catch. You get 2 points, my friend. I will give that one to you. Kevin says, does Thalia have butt dimples? Yeah, those little hip dimples. Yeah, you gotta have those, man. Gotta have those. The Day After Tomorrow, anyone? No! That movie scared me when I was young. Fatang says, that's up here as well. Only our fates are in the hands of the Great Lakes. Oh man, you get the lake effect and all that stuff. Yeah, that's harder. That's much harder. My dad's family's from Michigan, from White Cloud, from Big Rapids, right in the middle of Michigan, and we've got family in Elkhart, uh, and right. So all that lake effect stuff, you get that colder weather. It's harder. It's harder, man. I feel for you, man. Chet says, "Sure can't go by the Weather Channel. they say rain. Nope. 5 minutes later, yep, rain. I know that's the same here too. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust these weather guys." Platinum says, "And daylight savings is gross." And I heard a thing about that. Like they started daylight savings for a specific reason. I don't know if it was like the industrial era. There was a bunch of reasons that I can't quote to you right now because I can't remember them correctly. But when I heard it, it all made sense. So you can quote me on that. Technically, we don't necessarily have to have daylight savings. We're kind of doing it just because we've been doing it. But it's not like we have to do it for the same reasons that we started doing it in the first place. Because I think they started doing it in the first place out of a certain necessity. I don't think that necessity exists anymore. We live in the modern world now, so we could put away our gas lamps. Although I don't know, if something gets hacked, we might get back to gas lamps again. Who knows? So maybe we'll need it in the future anyway. Depends. Kevin says, "Here's a funny thing. Yesterday, I was working in a house here in San Diego, and I stepped outside as we had an odd cold snap. It dropped to 40 degrees in minutes. Well, apparently my back was steaming. No way. I mean, San Diego does get that desert weather, and I remember like just being like really nice and hot and warm, perfect during the day, and as soon as the sun goes down, man, it's like, but maybe this happened like during the daytime too. Like you just had just cold wind come in. It's like a cold front, change the temperature too suddenly, and you're still steaming and boiling." Chet says, "Back in the days, 7 p.m. and the street lights came on, and you was in the house." Yeah, that's true. That was the law. Platinum says, "I'm south of Elkhart by about 30 minutes in Warsaw." Okay, yeah. I know generally where you're at. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you guys get real weather out there. That's weather you don't freaking mess around with. Fatang says, "You don't trust the Weather Channel." Then I don't trust the weather app. Mine said cloudy skies and nothing else. Look outside, snow, lots of snow falling. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if the snow is actually gonna make it out to Virginia Beach. It usually stops. I want to say like 2 or 3 hours out, like maybe like Richmond, like right in the middle of the state, and then we usually just get like wet rain or whatever. I mean, rain is wet. I get it, but it's like that cold, like it was supposed to be snow, rain, where everything just kind of like miserable and kind of like I don't know, like Washington State, like just dreary. And it's like that's what we usually end up getting when we're supposed to have that Christmas snow, that white snow. Chet says the app is worse. I trust you. I trust you on that one. Totally agree. Ken says, "I use FU weather." Platinum says, "South Bend gets all the lake effect. We usually have it a lot better, but in '78, I believe we had the big one blizzard-wise." Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, he's just right in the right spot for that stuff to happen. Oof. All right, well, let me get through some of her hair here. We'll see what we'll see how much time we'll spend on this. I'm glad that we got her face and got her portrait on her. That's nice. I'm happy with that. You definitely want to get the back of her head. Make sure she's got her hair good. I don't want her mad at me that her hair's all messed up. Yeah, she's awesome. I love her. I can feel some of the cold creeping in through the walls. I mean, it's really windy outside. Thought we were having like some kind of nor'easter event or something, which the weather did not tell me anything was happening at all over the next couple of days, at least here. It's supposed to be pretty calm here. But I guess not. I want to make sure we get that back muscle in there. There we go. I guess I had a certain angle or a certain shape that I had in mind, and I'm just making sure that I was following the little blueprint there. Good. Yeah, she's coming along. Thalia the Cyber Demon. Might have to take a little break. Let's see here. Let's see. Ken says last time it snowed here was an 89. You know, same here. It's not 89, but it's been at least maybe 5 years, maybe 5 or 6 years, and we were very, very accustomed to having snow here at least once a year. One maybe twice, where we get like a really good snow that everybody could do donuts in. But it's been like 5 or 6 years since we really had like a big snow. Yikes. Getting that snow in there. Platinum says, do you have your winter hoodie, Ken? You got your bourbon. That'll keep you warm. Kevin says, Monday is supposedly going to be awful for you, Bill, but we'll find out the truth soon enough. And by Friday, the forecast is for snow. We're going to find out. We're going to see what's going on. We'll see, man. It's like every time they forecast something for here, it's always different than what they said. So I have a hard time trusting these guys. Platinum says, so Pim and proper this Thalia. Oh my. Platinum says, it's not evil to be clean and tidy. Oh yeah, she's a fancy girl. She's evil, but she's fancy. And so very put together, I might add. Kevin says, so Thalia needs to be wearing a maid outfit then? It's a possibility. What do you think, Jet? You let me know if that's okay. Platinum says, be still my heart. It's like you're going to want Chet to say yes for that one. Platinum says, in another universe, they are all maids for hire. Yes. Kevin says, for shits and giggles, in that universe, Allura is stuck wearing a pink French maid outfit. I got to head out. Thanks, Bill. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, we're just about to wrap up right now anyway. 2 hours is usually our thing. We kind of went over by a little bit today, but yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, man. And thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. I think we are going to actually wrap up now. So, yeah, definitely say goodnight to Ken. Ken, we'll see you next time, my friend. Chet says, I did have an idea long ago on maid outfits for the girls, but you got behind. I know, I got to get caught up. That's my big mission now. That's my mission now, is to get all caught up so we can start doing some fresh ideas. We got all the ideas on the list that are ready to go. We got to get these things done. So that's what I'm really looking forward to now. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to grab a nap, grab myself a little bite to eat, get some rest, and then we're going to get back to the art table and do this all over again. Hey, remember, everybody, I am going to be doing a live stream tomorrow just for Sorority of Power, for Dan Sen and for Argo Comics. We're going to be doing a sketch of one of the Sorority of Power girls. And, maybe we'll auction it off tomorrow. Might be able to get a good little price on a nice little sketch. And we'll go from there. So that's going to be 10 o'clock tomorrow, Standard Eastern Time. And yeah, that's our thing. Kevin says, spill the beans, Cheddar. I will steal it. You guys. All right, man. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Doing our thing. Like I said, next Saturday, we're going to be on the Red Vakyrie channel doing an art auction. So we're not going to be here at the normal time next Saturday. We might, as long as we got enough energy, we're going to try and do our show, our normal show on Sunday, and see if we can pull that off. We'll see how exhausted I am after the art auction. So thanks so much, everybody. Let me play us out. I still got my little silly Christmas play out thing. I'm going to use it one more time before I get rid of it. You guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. You guys are awesome. Had a great night with you guys, and we'll do it again soon. All right, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, my friends. All right, good night.
Good night, Seattle.